There's something I want to show you. It's a surprise.
I love to ask people about what they've been reading. Welcome to I Love Real Estate Stories from the... So you guys remember when we first started doing From the Trenches? We did it right here. Jason. But today we thought we'd do something kind of simple. We had this idea. I had some people over at my house recently, and it was really interesting as I kind of showed them through the house because people want to see, you know, just what your house generally looks like.
It's a surprise.
Everybody came into my office and in this room over here, looking at the bookshelf. So, and I find that's what I do when I go into somebody's house. I look at the bookshelf. I want to know what somebody's reading, and I love to ask people about what they've been reading and stuff. So Jason had this idea of, why don't I just show you my bookshelf? I can share about some of the things I've been reading. In no particular order. Richest Man in Babylon. I read this one again recently. I've probably read it 4 or 5 times in my life. Amazing concepts in here. Very simple but powerful. Live on less than you make. Invest the difference. Really good. And he picks 4 random people and he tries to make them successful in real estate. But the beginning of this book is very interesting. It talks about the mindset and all this stuff. It's gold, the beginning of this. The mindset of what makes a successful person and specifically a successful real estate investor. Really cool stuff. Millionaire Real Estate Investor by Gary Keller. I've read this a few different times. Really good book. This definitely is one to have in your library. Power of buying a house, a single family home, a good house in a good neighborhood and renting out for the long term. Wealth in real estate is owning properties for the long term, and it's all about management. He started out as a police officer that would just buy a house here and there, and then he had a lot of different houses. I think he's based out of Kentucky or something. I've got 2 of them. Why do I have 2 of them? Because it's such a good book, and I've read this a couple different times, that I want to be able, when I'm talking about here with somebody, I want to be able to give it to somebody. Like, hey, I got one for you. I read a lot of nonfiction books, and people ask me, oh, what's a good book I should read? I try to follow up with that question of what are you trying to do in your life? Where are you at, and what do you feel like you want to accomplish? Because that's more important. So if somebody says, I'm at this point in my life, I might make a recommendation for a book that helped me when I was in a similar situation. Just because a book's good doesn't mean it's a good book for you at this time in your life. Anybody that wants to understand the power of compound interest and the power of a financial calculator, read this book. It's kind of like a how-to, dumbed down, step-by-step way to go through a financial calculator. So if you're watching this right now and you have no idea how to use a financial calculator, get this book with a financial calculator and read it with your financial calculator next to you. And at the end of this book, you'll be a lot smarter and you'll know how to use a financial calculator. Seriously, this is a good one. Actually, Jimmy signed my copy. I look forward to many years of your friendship. Rich Dad Poor Dad. Enough said. If you read something and implement it, that's where the real power in the book is, not just knowing all of these things, but actually implementing them and not just going from a knowledge of reading knowledge, but an actual knowledge of you've experienced that. Oh, this is a good one. The One Thing by Gary Keller. So if you're gonna pick out just one of these books, because you just need to be focused and you don't wanna read like all these books we're talking about, The One Thing is definitely probably the first one to read because it'll get you focused and make you recognize that you don't wanna be reading all of them at once, but being focused in your life on the one thing that you're trying to do. More of these. The time management one, business success, ruthless management of people and profits, wealth attraction for entrepreneurs, and brand building. So for direct response, very entertaining writer. Helps you think on a different level. If you've already got a business and you've got some people on your team and you're trying to take it to that next level, Traction, it's an amazing book to help you take it to the next level. And the companion to that, Rocket Fuel, talks about the integrator and the visionary relationship. So the visionary is generally the person that starts the business, and the integrator is the person that can take those ideas and actually implement those ideas. So that talks about the relationship between those 2 people and how that's rocket fuel in your business. This will help you take your business here. Then when you get an implementer, it helps you take your business way up here. Went out of the screen. If you're not currently waking up early and doing stuff, getting your mind right in the morning, The Miracle Morning's got some good tactics for that. I've read this one a few different times. Leading an Inspired Life by Jim Rohn. Anything by Jim Rohn is really good. He's the original. A lot of the guys got stuff from him. So the Tony Robbins and the gurus now, the Brian Tracy's and stuff, they got their stuff from Jim Rohn. So Jim Rohn is classic, great. This is like my marketing section. Dan Kennedy again, he's great. Ultimate Marketing Plan, the Ultimate Sales Letter, those are great ones if you're trying to do direct marketing stuff and writing sales copy. So I've got like Crush It, Thank You Economy, Jab, 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 Right Hook. If you don't know Gary Vaynerchuk's stuff, he's just like a current, like he's probably the most current guru on social media and like cutting edge of using social platforms, right? Like the Twitter and Snapchat and Facebook, and how to like push your message out through that, storytell through those mediums. So there's some other stuff there, but that's good enough there.
Okay, so to put you on the spot, if you were starting over as a real estate investor, or you had a time machine, you could go back in time to you as a like first year investor, which 3 books would you tell you to read?
For real estate investing?
Yeah.
The Millionaire Real Estate Investor, The Richest Man in Babylon. If you already don't have those concepts, and Rich Dad Poor Dad probably.
Nice.
For real estate investing. Because these ones just shift your mindset, and this one keeps your mindset on those important things, gives you the methodology. But those are good books.
Good morning. I've come to return the book I borrowed.
Finished already?
Oh, I couldn't put it down.
Half the books I read are religious books, like the scriptures, and a lot of these are like religious books, religious commentary and things. So that stuff is very important to me. If it's, it should be important to you too. But right now we're just talking about business books and things. So again, no particular order. Compound Effect, great book. Just for, what would you say somebody wants to read the Compound Effect for?
I would say just like success in general, and or just recognizing like power of choices.
Yes, Power of Choice and Success in general. Thank you, Jason. The more you give, the more you get. This is a great book. There's more to it than that, but read that book. The Magic of Thinking Big. What else? This is just kind of an entertaining read. Unbroken. It's a true story of a guy, a World War II veteran who was in a Japanese POW camp, and this shows you the serious power of the human body and mind, what human beings can do from what he went through. It's an amazing true story. What else? You do have a unique ability. You have a special gift that is unique to you. Work in your unique ability or your genius zone more than you're working not in your genius zone, and you'll succeed. And you'll be happier. There's a lot more, but those are the ones that kind of stuck out to me. So that gives you a good, I don't know. There's other books I could share, but there's stuff like relationship stuff. This is a good one for relationships, The Anatomy of Peace. That's a phenomenal book for relationships. Pick a couple of those that you feel like might be good for you and where you're at in your life, and take it, ingest it, devour it, and then when you do that, share it with somebody else. And that's it. All right, it's time to go to work. Go.
What I want to know is, do you ever use that ladder to get books?
No, we don't have books that high. My kids do though. It's kind of a...
And then my follow-up question was going to be, do you ever get up on that ladder and have someone push you while you're singing?
Like Belle
like
from
a
Beauty
scene
and the
from-
Beast.
Yeah.
And you just imagine going like flying across it.
This one.
That one. But you've read it twice.
Well, it's my favorite.